Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. It's quite frightening really how quick these Sundays are coming around. It just seems like 5 minutes ago I was sitting here and that was last Sunday. Some more names come in for the monthly draw, like a sort of steady trickle. If you haven't entered the draw, all you need to do is send me your name, your full name, like John Mills, not just John. That's my email address up there. Your name goes into the bucket, it's drawn once a month, your name's pulled out, I'll post it off to you anywhere in the world, completely free of charge, and that is some fantastic prizes. In this week's nightcap, there's plenty of machining, some work on the milling machine, using the dividing head, a little bit of screw cutting. I also do a cast iron braze repair, probably in part 1 on a small gas ring. In part 2 there's some plasma cutting. There's a friend of mine making I'm modifying a laser printer, and I make some little adapter plates for that, really pushing how accurate you can go using plasma 3 and 4 mil holes. Works out quite well. And I'll also do an arty piece on the plasma table for the customer. The next thing I need to do is drill these 4 holes. 2 of the holes are plain holes for bolts to actually pull this into the housing, and the other 2 are threaded bolt holes so you can jack it apart. So what I've done, I've put 2 grub screws in there backwards so the points are sticking out. I'm going to put that in so it's just not quite sitting on the taper. If I give that a gentle tap with a lead hammer, it should put 2 little pop marks where I need to drill the holes. At least that's the theory of it. I'll get a suitable implement. Normally I'll just put that into a vase, probably in a coloured block, and pick the centres up, just eyeball them. But what I've done today, because I've got a little bit of time, I've put it in my dividing head, so I need to eyeball 1. Then if I turn that to 10 revolutions, because it's the 40-to-1 dividing head, it'll go around 90 degrees so I can drill the holes like that, which means I've only got that eyeball 1. If that one's off, of course, all the other 3 are off. But I'm pretty confident I can get this very, very near indeed. A little bit of colour just helps us pick up the circle. Right, that stands out a bit better. I'm going to put my glasses on, which means I've now got 2 pair on. And that looks to be pretty good. Right, we'll settle for that. So we'll lock the dividing head up with that. That M5 bolts. This is a 4 mil drill just to make sure we're absolutely dead on. Looks good. But the one thing I haven't thought about is the vase jaws. The idiot. Plenty of people have drilled into them. And I've got plenty of other people. The other 3 are actually going to miss, so you'll have to spot that one through. Right, so we'll give it 10 turns. 10 turns. Cheers. Right, John, what's happening here, son? What I'll do 20 turns and it should line up perfectly with that one, because what I did, I stamped them. When I stamped them, I didn't measure the 180 degrees, so we'll do another 10. Right, that's better. My faith in mathematics has all come back now. Right, then we can do 10 and it will line up 90 degrees away from that one. Turns. Obviously it's not hitting the mark, because the mark means nothing. So if we go in that 10, it should pick that one up, which it is. Right, time for some threads. These are the pushy out bolts. Don't know how good this tap is. Finish them off by hand. So 20 turns. This is where the spacer in the back of the mill makes all the difference. You could never get that in with a standard machine. You'd be down here somewhere. Right, I've turned this around. I'm now going to countersink this back face so the bolts drop through. Countersink for a depth of 8mm. We use the Z axis to measure it, so we'll bring it up with just touches off. It is there. Zero that. Right, that's 8. Once again, it's around 20 turns. 20 turns. Same 0. Not quite. I'll just wait for the heads on the bolts so they will go in. I don't want to take any more to there. I'll just take the serrations off the head so they go through, and that'll be good to go. Very pleased with that. Even more pleased when the bolts line up. Right, so those bolt holes line up very nicely, which means I can now tighten that into there, centralise that in a 4-jaw chuck, and I can finish machining this, bore it out and screw cut it. Then that bit there is going to be concentric with that bit. I've got those holes to tap right through there, the jacking screws, so you can jack that apart. But I'm very pleased with the way that's worked out. Very pleased indeed. Anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time will realise that I do like to do a little bit of cooking, and my favourite food is fish and chips. Now, to cook fish and chips properly, they must be cooked in dripping. And I've been forbidden from using dripping in the house because I must admit it does stink, and it puts a oily coat on most things in the kitchen. So I bought a gas ring so I can cook fish and chips outside. This is an old one, a real cast iron one, only a pressed tin shade here. What's happened to it sometime, it's had one of its legs broken off, that's where the pan sits. So I'm going to repair it. I've got an ER40 spanner here, a bell end one that didn't quite make the grade. Missed the corner there. That's 6mm. I'm just going to cut a piece of this, and I'll be able to clean that up and stick it on with silicon bronze. That's cast iron, that's mild steel. Silicon bronze will fasten cast iron to mild steel very nicely indeed. So I'll clean this up with a grinder, cut that out, and we'll see about welding it back together. Then I've made a piece and clamped it in place. I'm going to braze it using silicon bronze on straight DC. that's the repair. Ideal for joining steel to cast. And 6 level as well. Now I think we need to try it. We'll have to get a pan and create something to eat, I think. I think I need a better regulator than the Scorpion cut regulator I've got, but it's certainly doing the job. Unfortunately I haven't got any fish to fry, but I can always make a bacon sandwich. Bacon sandwich always goes down well. Strangely, they always taste better when they're cooked outside or cooked in a workshop. Starting to make a nice sizzly noises. Looks like I put my welding extractor on it here and get rid of some of the fumes. Just a pity that you can't smell this video as well as watch it, because this is absolutely superb. Just a little bit less heat on before I melt the pan. Like that. So make a proper job of it and put some mushrooms in. So that's what we're talking about.